Let's be honest. Most of us don't wake up anymore. We are yanked from sleep. A jolt of anxiety, a primal need to know what we missed, a deep-seated fear that the world moved on without us. The very first thing we do, sometimes before we've even fully opened our eyes, is surrender. We reach for that glowing rectangle, we scroll, and in that moment, before our feet have even touched the floor, we've already lost. Within seconds, you're no longer in your bed, in your body, in your life. You're looking at a news headline that curdles your blood, an email that tightens your chest, or a photo of a person from a past you barely remember who's seemingly living a life you can only dream of. Before you've even had a glass of water, your brain is reacting, hijacked. You are not a person anymore. You are a set of panicked, compulsive responses to other people's agendas. You're starting your day in a deep, dark hole of other people's noise, and you'll spend the next 16 hours exhausted just trying to climb back out to zero. This isn't living. This is a daily emergency, and we've done it so many times it feels normal. We think this is just what life is, but I'm here to tell you, with absolute certainty, it is not. This ritual of self-betrayal, this handing over of our peace before the day has even begun, is a modern sickness. But the diagnosis is ancient. About 2,000 years ago, a man named Marcus Aurelius faced the same fundamental problem. He didn't have a smartphone, but he had the Roman Empire to run. He had senators plotting against him, barbarians at the gates, and a mind that was just as vulnerable to worry, to fear, to distraction as yours or mine. He understood that the battlefield wasn't outside his palace, it was inside his own skull. And so he would wake in the deep quiet before dawn, not to check dispatches, but to write in his private journal. Not for an audience, not for fame, but for his own survival. He was building a fortress in his mind before the world could begin its siege. He knew a secret that we have desperately forgotten. The morning is sacred ground. It is the only time the world cannot touch you, unless you foolishly open the gates and invite the chaos in. I want to talk about reclaiming that ground, not with an impossible hour of meditation, not with a brutal 5-mile run you'll dread, not with a cold plunge that makes you question every life choice that led you to that moment. I want to talk about a 10-minute bridge, a simple 10-minute transition between being asleep and being the person you actually want to be, the person who is in charge. If you give me the next part of your attention, I'm going to walk you through how to build that bridge, stone by stone. And I'm not going to give you just another list. I'm going to give you a shift in perspective, a complete overhaul in how you see your own mind and your own power. First, we need to understand the currency we're squandering. Think of your attention not as an infinite resource, but as a precious bank account, a limited deposit of focus you receive each morning. Every time you unlock your phone and check a notification, you're making a withdrawal, $1 here. Every time you fall into the black hole of a comment section or a social media comparison spiral, you're spending 10, 20. By the time most people sit down at their desk, coffee in hand, they are already mentally bankrupt. They have no focus capital left to invest in their own work, their own creativity, their own lives. Stoicism, at its brutal, beautiful core, is simply the philosophy of being incredibly, ruthlessly stingy with this attention. It's the realization that your inner peace, your equanimity, is the only thing you truly, wholly own. And we are giving it away for free to apps, to algorithms, to strangers who do not know we exist and would not care if we didn't. This is the insanity we must first see clearly. So we begin with a radical act of defense. For the first 2 minutes of your new morning, we institute a complete lockdown. The phone does not enter the bedroom. If it must, it is on silent, face down, in another room when you sleep. When you wake, you do not reach for it. You leave it off. This will be the hardest part. Your brain, conditioned by 1,000 mornings of compliance, is going to scream at you. It will manufacture emergencies. It will whisper that you are missing something vitally important. That text could be the text. That notification could change everything. I need you to understand, that voice is not you. That is the addiction speaking, the craving of a mind hooked on external stimulus. Your job in these 2 minutes is not to fight it, but to witness it, to notice the pull with detached curiosity, as if you were a scientist observing a fascinating, slightly pathetic organism. Look at that, you think. How interesting that it believes a world exists only in that little slab of glass. Instead of feeding the beast, you do 2 profoundly simple, profoundly physical things. You drink a large glass of water. You feel the cool liquid travel down your throat, hydrating a body that has been fasting for hours. Then you breathe. Not spiritual breathing, just biological breaths. In through your nose, filling your lungs, a slight pause, and a long, slow exhale through your mouth. You are sending a direct signal to your primal nervous system. There is no lion. There is no emergency. You are safe. The body is here, in this room, on this bed, and it is safe. You are grounding yourself in the physical, tactile reality, the feel of the floor, the light through the window, the weight of your own breath, because very soon the digital world will try to dissolve you into a million scattered, anxious pieces. This grounding is the foundation of what the Stoics called prosoche, attention or watchfulness. It is the practice of becoming the sentry at the gates of your own mind. You are no longer the chaotic traffic of thoughts and worries. You are the calm, observant guard who simply notes them as they pass. I'm worried about the 10 a.m. meeting, a thought arrives. You, the sentry, simply nod. Noted. I'm already tired, says another. Acknowledged. I'm annoyed I have to do this tedious task today. Okay. You don't argue with the thoughts. You don't follow them down their dark alleys. You just see them, label them, and let them pass. After a couple of minutes of this simple observation, a miracle happens. The mental fog, that thick soup of anxiety, begins to lift. The chatter dies down from a roar to a murmur. You have created space, and into that space we now bring a tool, the pen. For the next 3 minutes, we write. I know, journaling. It sounds like a chore from a lifestyle blog. Forget that. See it instead as the most essential mental hygiene you will ever perform. Your brain is a magnificent computer that has been running background processes all night, unfinished conversations, unresolved fears, vague to-do lists. It has too many tabs open. Journaling is how you close them. You don't need a fancy leather-bound book, a cheap notepad, a scrap of paper, the back of an envelope. These are the best tools. For 3 minutes, you download the dirt in your head. Here is the crucial filter. What is the one thing that is actually bothering you? Not the 10 vague anxieties, but the single sharpest thorn. Maybe it's a difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Maybe it's a looming deadline you feel unprepared for. Maybe it's just a deep, formless sense of being stuck. You give it form. You put it on paper. When a fear lives in your mind, it's a ghost, formless, haunting, able to flit into every corner of your day. When it's on paper, it's just ink. It has boundaries. It is small. You can look at it objectively from a distance. Now we apply the Stoic scalpel, the dichotomy of control. This is the simplest, most annoying, and most life-changing rule in all of philosophy. You look at the problem you just wrote down, and you ask one ruthless question. What about this can I control right now, at this very moment? You dissect it. You are worried about your boss's opinion of you. Can you control your boss's private thoughts? No, that is outside your control. You literally write next to it, not my business. It is mental noise, a radio station playing in a language you do not need to understand. You are worried about a project presentation. Can you control the entire outcome? No, but can you control preparing your slides today? Yes. So you write down one tiny 5-minute action. Spend 5 minutes outlining the first 3 slides. That's it. You are not solving your entire career. You're not fixing your entire life. You are simply identifying the one small piece of the universe that is yours to move, and you are pointing yourself toward it. You are clearing a single stepping stone on the path. We are now about 5 minutes in. You are hydrated. You are breathing. You have cleared the mental clutter and identified your sphere of action. Now we move to the counterintuitive, the powerfully uncomfortable step. For the next 2 minutes, we are going to think about things going wrong. The modern self-help world is obsessed with positive vibes only. We are told to visualize success, to manifest our best lives. The Stoics thought this was a dangerous form of self-delusion. Why? Because life is not a straight line. It's messy, unpredictable, and often unfair. When the storm inevitably hits, the person who only visualized sunshine is the first to be devastated. They have no psychological shelter. So, we practice premeditatio malorum, the premeditation of evils. You are going to deliberately imagine your day not going according to plan. Imagine you spill coffee on your shirt. Imagine you hit terrible traffic. Imagine that difficult coworker says exactly the thing that grates on you. Imagine a piece of your work is criticized. But here is the transformative trick. As you visualize these mini disasters, you simultaneously visualize your response. You see yourself noticing the coffee stain, sighing, and thinking, a minor inconvenience, this changes nothing important. You see yourself stuck in traffic, turning off the rage, and using the time to listen to an audiobook or simply sit in silence. You see yourself hearing the harsh words, feeling the initial sting, and then letting it pass over you. Because your worth is not determined by their mood. You are rehearsing resilience. By experiencing the frustration in your mind first, you drain it of its power. When it happens in reality, it feels familiar, almost expected. The sting is gone. People call this pessimism. It is the opposite. It is the ultimate confidence. It is saying to the universe, I do not need you to be perfect for me to be okay. I have already built my fortitude inside. This is a level of power no promotion, no amount of money, no external validation can ever give you. When you have already accepted that the day might be difficult,
tomorrow morning, it will begin again. The itch, the pull. Your brain, that cunning negotiator, will offer you a dozen reasonable-sounding bargains. Just check the weather. Maybe there was a late-night message. One quick scroll to wake up. This is the real Stoic test. It is not about achieving a state of perfect, unflappable grace. It is fought and won in the tiny 5-second gap between the impulse to reach for the phone and the action of actually doing it. In that gap lies your entire freedom. Can you, for just 5 seconds, choose to be the one in charge? I am not asking you to change your entire life today. I am asking you to win 10 minutes tomorrow morning. Just 10. And if you fail, if you grab the phone on autopilot, do not waste a single joule of energy on guilt. That is just another trap. Simply reclaim the next 10 minutes you have. The world is a machine that will never ever give you permission to be at peace. Permission is not something you are granted. It is something you must seize. Take it tonight. When you go to bed, put the phone in another room. Do it not because I told you to, but because you are finally deeply tired of being a passenger in your own head, a spectator to your own life. Tomorrow, for 10 minutes, let the world not exist. There is just the breath, the water, the paper, the silence, and you. The unshakable, observant, resilient you. If you are committing to building that 10-minute citadel tomorrow, I want you to type one word in the comments below. Citadel. Let that be your first vote, your first declaration for the person you are choosing to become. Start there. Win the dawn. The rest of the day, I promise you, will begin to take care of itself.